What's up, friends? Welcome back to the number 2 podcast. I'm Glenn.
I'm Simi.
And this episode is going to be our 30th episode. It's our anniversary.
Dirty 30.
Dirty 30. Oh, God, I don't know what that was. Welcome back to the pod.
That was cursive.
That was some coercive. This is our 30th episode. As promised, we have lots of special things for you. We were going to have a guest, but then we are not going to have a guest. So that is the surprise. Oh, no. It is what it is. Anyway, as always, thank you for liking and subscribing and leaving comments and sending this podcast to your friends, most importantly, which none of you have done because we have 133 YouTube subscribers.
Yes.
But that number has not gone up in 29 episodes.
Hey, it's all good, you know.
So 133 of you are very loyal.
We don't do this for the viewership. We do this because we like to create and we like to talk to each other. And we talk to each other like this all the time. So why not film it?
Very demure. But if you want to share, obviously me saying share is not enough. So it's actually a button. It's not like in your head you're like, I'm sharing this. I'm going to send it to Sharon. Like, Sharon, listen, Sharon, I need you to share it by clicking the button. And then you send it to somebody and you're like, I thought of you. This is really funny. Or like, please. Like, they don't have to watch it. They just have to subscribe. Anyway,
it costs you nothing to subscribe.
It costs you nothing to press a button and ignore us.
It costs me everything to make these.
There's a dog. Our neighbors, and by neighbors I mean
it's not even a neighbor. It's the apartment across
the next
way
building,
and they leave for work, and their dog just barks, and I feel bad for it.
So Project Breakout Dog Bark. We're gonna save him. Will commence, but there's too many problems at this building to even. That's a whole nother podcast. Anyway, thank you for supporting the show. We appreciate each and every one of you, whether you know it or not. We do. So I'm sending you good vibrations.
I think for the 30th podcast, we should do a giveaway.
Straight to the marketing tactics. There will be no giveaway.
I don't know what are we going to give away.
We have nothing to give away.
Something.
We will be giving away complimentary debt. All my debt to you.
Subscribe and comment, and we will give you a surprise gift. We will pick one winner at the end of
the 31st episode.
And we will send you that surprise gift, whatever that may be.
Patent pending.
Just you wait.
Trademark drama. Anyway, our first topic of the week is explain a sport to me.
I don't get it.
Neither do I, which is why I'm asking. So like what? For those of you that don't know me, I don't know anything about sports. Nothing.
Well, water sports are
absolutely not.
Kind of
not this podcast. Blech. What season is it right now? Do you even know?
There's gonna be, I believe, football season.
It's coming.
Yes.
It's preseason.
You start watching?
No. Explain football to me.
I believe there's like 11 players on the field.
Like, remember when we were running at the track the other day?
11 players? It hasn't been that long.
And you had us. Oh, I don't know the player numbers. We'll have to find out. But remember we stood on like the 50?
Uh-huh.
Is that the middle?
Correct.
And then it's like 40, 30, 20, 10, the goal post.
It's 100 yard.
100 yards.
Correct.
Okay, I understand that.
And you tried to get the ball to the other side, which is the touchdown. You down a touch.
So it's really not that complicated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think so. And then you try to do like complicated plays.
Oh yeah, there's the plays.
Kind of juke the other team.
I understand plays. I've been in a play.
Mm.
Not that kind of play, but
well,
there's one ball. I know that. There's two
football,
baskets.
NFL is pretty theatrical now too. They wear microphones.
I heard they wear microphones.
Yeah.
And there's like little dances and stuff when they do their little.
Very theatrical.
Yeah.
So you have all these people paying money. You got to perform. You know what I'm saying?
I'm surprised there isn't a football musical.
There probably is.
From the makers of Hamilton comes.
Have you seen Glee?
Is that football musical?
No, I mean
they're like football players.
They do little dancey dance.
That's true. Yeah, I never really watched that show. It was after my time. The only sport I really understand is kickball. That's a sport, right? But that's not a professional sport. Why isn't kickball a professional sport?
It's like baseball or softball.
But you just kick it of the foot. You would think there would be more kickball as an adult.
I think it's time for you to join a gay league. If anyone in West Hollywood know of any leagues out there, Glenn would like to sign up. Simi,
for those of you guys that don't know, has really been on a kick lately to join an intramural event.
That is a big word. Spell it.
INTRAMURAL. Ding. Spelling bee. I mean, I would be open to it. It's more of like a scheduling and like money conflict to like do things like that because you have to commit to all of them, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't have a predictable schedule.
Would you be a stud or would you be a scrub?
I would definitely be on the bench for sure.
Providing the water.
Providing the snacks and the water and probably forgetting the oranges and the soda pop. Like I would want to succeed, but in anytime I play a sport, there's people that like claim to be experts, even though they're not that good. And then it's like their friends and then, you know, me. So it's like I'm the person that they're like, okay, like it's Glenn's turn to kick, you know, but like I'm not the main, I'm not the pitcher.
My toxic trait is that I think I'll be good at anything. Like I've never skied before. I've never snowboarded before. But for some reason in my head, I'm like, I'd probably be really good at that.
You probably would. You are naturally gifted at pretty much everything. It's very unfair.
That's not true. But I don't know. I find it interesting. Sometimes I'm just like, I don't know.
Goal for 2024 is go skiing.
I think the fear is once I do it and then I just absolutely, I'm horrible.
Well, skiing is not easy for anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been years since I've done any snow sports, but
I'm just going to mess around and injure myself.
Yeah, pretty much. That's how it goes. Anyway, what sports are you guys excited about that we should learn about? And we can talk about them on the podcast. Apparently, sports are the great equalizer, but some of us are left out of that for some reason. So we're trying to try.
We should challenge you to watch like one season of like a NFL season.
Again, it's like a time commitment thing. It's like there's how many games?
Yeah.
And you got to watch the whole thing.
Hey, well, I mean, if they had Hamilton and all the different musicals on television every Sunday, you'd be like, I'm tuning in.
Again, a scheduling thing, but I would try.
Or DVR it. Do we have DVRs anymore? I don't know.
Again, I'd try. I can't even sit through a YouTube video anymore. Let's talk about attention spans. Jeez. So these sports games, it's like when you go to a baseball game, it's like a couple hours.
Oh my God. You would just be like on the bench, just scrolling, doom scrolling.
Yeah, it's too much commitment. Anyway, let us know in the comments what we should be watching, who we should care about.
Now I want to join some type of league.
Is it usually kickball or softball?
I don't know. I just might get MVP of the year.
Win some sort of award. There might be like a photo taken and posted on the community hub.
Show up to the pizza shop and our photo is going to be up on the wall.
Be a huge deal. You might get a free Dr. Pepper.
Yes.
It'll probably be Mr. Pibb though. Anyway, next topic of this pod is 2024. It's almost over. We have what? August, September, October, November, December. So there's 5 months left.
4 months left.
4 months left. I'm really bad at months. And I just think it's crazy that in 2024, this is our lives, like collectively. And it's like, I thought it would be fun to think about what our lives should be like in 2024. Like if you think about, I was born in 1988, the 80s. You were born in 1980.
I don't see how that's any of your business.
You know what I mean? Like 80s, 90s, 2000s. 2010s, we're in the 2020s. Like I thought for sure we'd have flying cars. Like I thought for sure nobody would be working. I thought for sure we'd have that like magical pizza microwave, like in Back to the Future, where it's like the little packet and she puts it in and then that's dinner. And it's like, we have a lot of stuff, but we ain't got that. Did you imagine things?
We are in the future. What are you talking about? There's so many things.
Yeah, but what did you think when you were a kid?
I think when I was a kid, I wish I grew up now in this time because if TikTok was out when I was a kid,
you'd be a star.
Be like a TikTok star. I grew up dancing and I'm on dancing in teams and stuff like that. We'd be like doing those TikTok dances too.
Yeah, but when you're a kid, you're not thinking about stuff like that. You're like, in the future. Remember when you were a little kid, you were just thinking like, how can I get famous from dancing as soon as possible?
Oh no, I never thought that as a kid.
Yeah.
I started dancing. See, if you're getting into stuff to get famous I danced because of the pure love of dancing. Really, for real. I think what messes it up is when you do move to LA and you start like pursuing it, then it just takes the fun out of it when it becomes, I don't know.
I'm just saying like when you're a little kid and you're like, the future.
I didn't think my dreams were even like as big as my dreams were like way smaller. Like I was like, I want to join a dance team. Like
you never like as a kid were like in the future, like we're going to have, like, I don't know, like it's like, the Jetsons. Like
I think I was just really into like film to where I wanted to be an actor. Never thought like that would ever come true. Now as an adult, I'm like, definitely not an actor.
But like when you saw Back to the Future, were you like, I'm going to be on a flying hoverboard like when I'm an adult?
I think I saw those things and I was like, that's like way, way too into the future. I'll probably be dead by the time that happens.
Really? See, I was like 2024. Like it's going to happen.
What about you?
I told you it was like straight up Back to the Future. Like when I went to Disney for the first time and went to Tomorrowland, I was like, this is the future. Like it's going to be just like
You're like
alien people and like funny noises and
you're like, in the future, I can come right back to the past.
exactly.
And always be here. I don't know. I mean, it's an interesting thought because if I really thought like hard about it.
I mean, I didn't think we were going to be in Westworld, but like I always thought by 2020, you know, it's like you'd at least be able to like, you know, you'd be like, oh, I've booked Jupiter for the summer, you know, but like the family wants to go to Mars, you know, like space travel.
Yeah. You know what is, you know, what's a weird thing that I had when I was younger?
What?
I had an affinity for strong female characters. Isn't that weird?
That's not weird. You've talked about this on the podcast before. I feel like it's like a defining thing for like young men.
I think it was just such a
Exploring.
contrast. I think it was just such a contrast to see women, just because growing up, you know, you're taught that like women are a certain way, or you see your sisters and you're like, oh, like, I mean, I had a sister who was she like stood up for me and she fought all my bullies.
Yeah.
But shows like Xena and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, any show that showed a woman like kicking ass and I don't know, doing karate or something,
ass and taking names,
or even Thundercats, Chitara, any type of woman character that was like a strong character. Like I was obsessed with those shows, like for some reason, because I think about it now and I'm like, maybe it was such a contrast for me, and that's why I like had such an affinity for it. Not that I don't anymore, but I don't anymore. I was obsessed with it as a kid, and so I always ask myself, like, what was? I mean, it is great to see strong female characters, but like it like gave me goosebumps growing up.
I love that.
Is that weird?
I don't think it's weird at all.
Did you have anything like that? Like,
Not really. I mean, I'm telling you, like my brain as a kid was just like I can't wait to get to the future. Like I would,
but it wasn't go theater or anything like that.
No. I never even really like thought about a musical till like the end of high school. Because I wasn't. My parents like tried to get me involved in stuff, but I was too shy. Like my mom took me to an acting class once, and I hid underneath her chair the entire time. And my sister ended up taking the class because my mom was mad because she paid for it. Like I wouldn't even talk to anybody. It wasn't until the end of high school that I got into theater. And I think that was just like, I had no friends and it was like weird kid, like go over there. So I just went with it, but I was never good at it. You know, It was just like, there's nowhere else for me to be, you know, like.
I remember I was super into basketball because my sister tried out for the team and she ended up being really good. It's one of those things where like, before you fall asleep when you're younger, you would think about something that like made you really, really happy. Did you ever have that?
Mm-hmm.
And basketball was that for me.
Basketball.
It was. I used to be really good. I don't know what happened.
Time to practice.
What was that for you?
I mean, I don't know. Like I was trying to say, it's just, I was like in my imagination. So I would like sit with my Legos and my like Connects and I would just like world build basically. And I was like, in the future, like this is how things will be better. Like,
Maybe you're supposed to be an Imagineer.
I don't know that I'm supposed to be anything, but I think I just like processed my trauma and my reality through my like imagination. But it was never, it was never like I'm sure for you, it was like you're probably good at basketball. And then like when you went to basketball, you were accepted. Like I was never accepted at any sport.
I did not make the basketball team when I first tried out and I was heartbroken.
But you were friends with the people.
And that's what started my evil origin story.
Right.
Just kidding.
Anyway, not the point of this question, anything that we're talking about, but I was just trying to dream a little about like what things could be like.
Oh, well.
You know what I mean? I've talked about like different things on the podcast, but it's just like you'd think in 2020, just like things would be easier. Like, you know, like
there's a lot of red tape.
There's a lot of red tape for a made up society. You know, it's like you'd think like food would be like super easy and delicious. Like money would be like a little bit easier, you know, like
food,
to work.
There's big auto. There's all these things to where there's already all this infrastructure put in place. And if you're like, oh, actually, this is actually a little bit better and more cost effective and it's just easier. Let's do this. All those people who have all those businesses that are like the big auto or big whatever, they're going to be like, excuse me?
Yeah,
again?
Of course.
Absolutely not.
Obviously comes down to money. But I just think like if you had told an adult in 1988, like my parents, like these will be the problems in 2024. Like, I think they'd be like, what? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why wouldn't we have like
I think there's something
invented
to be said.
something, you know?
I think there's something to be said about what's happened from when we were born till now. Like, it's astronomical how far we've come in technology. But I mean, obviously, there's a long way to go still. But I think it'll get there. Maybe not in our lifetime, but it'll definitely get there.
I'd like to believe like we'll get there. But it's also just like one of those things where you're like, well, you know, like being a human is like a pretty cool thing. And like we should all, I don't know, I just think life could be better and happier for everybody. Like,
we definitely have a part in it, though. So if you want to see the change you want to see, you got to be that. And maybe like, I don't know, maybe you might be the next inventor, Imagineer, extraordinaire.
Maybe. Anyway, okay.
I believe
with that, thank you for listening. And we will see you on the next one.
Make sure you subscribe and you comment because we will be announcing the winner at the end of next episode. And the prize will be announced as well.
Terms and conditions do not apply. No lawyer has vetted this lottery in the state of California.
Terms and conditions do apply.